Hey, don't go, he suddenly shouted out. His sound is widely howling on that mention. His manager was running toward the master bedroom, shouting, Sir, are you alright? What happened? Did everything go well? In that large bedroom, on the king size bed, one man was sitting restlessly, sweating and breathing heavily. Are you alright, sir? Said the manager. Yes, said the man in a deep voice. It was just a dream. Manager asked another time, was it the same dream, sir? That man shuddered and breathed heavily. His silence let the manager know that it was that dream which made his master so worried. The man sitting on the bed was the business tycoon who achieved his position at a very young age. Most eligible bachelor on whom every girl dreamed about, Mr. Jungkook. Then he get up from the bed and get ready for his office. After breakfast, he went out. Who knows, the day was going to completely change his world. Then he got into the car and told the driver to drive him to the office. On the road, he saw something that caught his eyes. Wait, what? JK shouted out and asked the driver to stop the car. Stop the car now. Then the driver stopped the car. He got out of the car and was crazily wandering on the side of the road as if he was missing something. But he didn't find anything. Jungkook, I think it must be my illusion. Then he next got up in the car and told the driver to take him to the office. Driver, are you alright, sir? You look so tensed. JK, I am okay. Drive carefully. He was at the office and looked so disturbed and restless. His manager next came to his cabin and told the schedule of the day. Manager, sir, in the next first hour, we have to go to Starlight Mall. You have a meeting there with Mr. Robert. Jungkook, yes, while typing something on his laptop. At 11:30 a.m., they reached the mall and met with Mr. Robert. After finishing, he was returned when he saw something which held his step back. At the mall, there was a book publishing event. With long, beautiful hair, in a white dress, with your angelic face giving autograph to your fans. He was so surprised and his legs were automatically going towards you. The book event manager saw him and ran toward him and said, JK sir, what a pleasant surprise. You are here. He totally didn't saw anything and only walked toward you. You surprised to see him. Manager, sir, let me introduce the star of our event, Miss Yone. She was here for the book promotion which she wrote. She is a rising leader in her country and her book are liked here too. JK had no response at the time. It was like time had stopped for him. His eyes were completely lost on that girl's face. He forgot how to react at the time. JK hesitated and said, yes. At the time, you came to your manager and said, Ma'am, I should have to go. My friend was waiting for me. After this word, you left. JK said nothing and just watched you leaving the mall. After returning home, he looked very tired. His manager asked, what happened, sir? You look so stressed and tense. Jungkook said, that girl I always saw in my dream. How did it happen? How could it be possible? Manager, wait, what? How could this happen? What do you think? What are you going to do next? Jungkook sighed deeply and said, I don't know. Okay, let me take some rest. He was dropped on his bed and tried to recall what happened every time her face came to his mind. What was the connection between them? He restlessly stood up and said, if I sit like this little more time, I may definitely gonna go crazy. Then he called his manager, Jungkook. Let's go out for dinner. That night, when they were returning home after dinner, Jungkook said to his manager, let's go out for a walk on the beach side. While he was walking along the beach side, he saw a young woman sitting alone, looking stressed. Jungkook surprised. surprisingly. Miss, your name? Am I dreaming? Manager. What? Then he went toward you. You are also surprised to look at him and said, actually, I am not from this country. I was with my friend. My document, phone and wallet are with him. He just left me here and still hasn't come. I don't know his number and also this country or anyone. What should I do?
JK wanted to settle everything, but at the time, a heavy typhoon was coming, so his manager suggested that he must go to his palace. It's not safe here.
At first, you're not sure about that, but after watching the weather, you decided to go with him. At the very after time, you were in the mansion. It was having a heavy rainfall outside, and also a big typhoon was coming in that way. So a temporary power cut was held in that society. It was getting dark instantly and thunderstorms were coming continuously. You're afraid a lot and panicking. You search for a light desperately. Light? Light, where is the light? JK saw you panicking. So he came near you and held your hand and said, don't be afraid, I'm here. It's just a temporary power cut. It will be certain soon. Don't know what happened, but you feel so secure in his hand. You don't want to leave his hand. At that time, electricity came. At the time, you saw him closer to you. Your eyes met with him, and the situation became very shy and awkward. You moved your hand out as soon as possible and looked here and there awkwardly. JK stood up from the sofa and called your manager, but because of the heavy typhoon, all network were unreachable. It was too late, and the phone was continuously unreachable. So he told you to stay there for that night. There's a big typhoon out there. It's not safe for you to go now. So you can stay here tonight, JK said. You awkwardly said, yes. You really don't know how to say yes. How is holding your hand give comfort? You were confused about your feeling at that time. You, innocently, I am feeling hungry. Can you give me some food? JK smirks and say, okay, let me cook some ramen for you. He really didn't want to miss the chance to be with you. He saw you while eating and really it satisfied him a lot. He said inside his mind, how could anyone be so cute while eating? He adores you. JK, you seem so tired. Go take some rest. You, awkwardly, yeah. But I want to take a bath first, if you don't mind. JK, okay, go to that room. I'm bringing some clothes for you. It was a huge mansion and you literally don't know how to manage the high-tech things. So while wandering the washroom, you mistakenly switch on the shower button and you get completely wet. What should I do? Why do these things happen to me? At that time, JK suddenly came to that room. You were surprised and while turning back your leg, suddenly slipped. When you were about to fall down, JK ran toward you and held you. You were now completely in his arm. Your eyes were connected and you felt the warmth of his body. Your heart was racing so speed, it was about to explode at any moment. He said softly, are you alright? Yes. He lifts you gently, both stood up. He awkwardly gave you the clothes and got out of the room. Then you went for a bath. After bath, you went to bed and tried to sleep. But the moment were rewind in your mind, don't let you sleep. I can't sleep like this. Let's have some water. I feel thirsty. After that, you moved toward the kitchen. In the living room, you saw JK sitting on the sofa. JK also had the same thought in his mind, which didn't let him sleep. You shyly moved toward him and sat with him on the sofa. JK was surprised to see you. JK, hey, you are still up? Is everything alright? Yeah, I just feeling thirsty, so I came here and I saw that you are also here, so I am here. JK, don't you feel sleepy?
can understand. Okay, sit here for a little bit. Why you are not sleeping till now? JK, I'm also not feeling sleepy yet. Oh, okay. An awkward silence was going through that hall. After some time to break the silence, JK said, okay, you are a book writer. Can you tell me something about the book which you have wrote? Then you desperately narrated the story of your book. He was just watching you without saying a word. He was completely mesmerized by you. Every word of yours was taking him to another dimension in which you and he are a happy family together. He wanted to hold the moment and capture it for his entire lifetime. He thought, I just want to stop this time. I want her to be with me in every aspect of my life. I don't want to let her go. I want to hold his hand. I want to hug her tightly. I want her to my destiny. With all of this type of thought, he also wanted to tell all the things which he saw in his dream. But he didn't want to ruin the relationship which he recently built in. A friend. After so long time, he finally found someone whom he wanted to share everything with. After you talked, he sighed deeply and said, you are a really great writer. I will definitely gonna read all of your books. Thank you. If you don't mind, can I ask you a question? JK. Yes, why not? I heard at a very young age, you alone get in this position. Can you please tell me something about your story? JK smirked a little and said, what can I say to you? It's nothing but everything. Then you confused. JK looked at you and said, okay, I will just tell a memory of my childhood. And he started talking about this. After a few moments, he saw you. You were in a deep sleep at that time. He slightly smiled at you and continuously watching you. JK, how can someone be so cute? His heart melted and he went toward you. Then gently remove hair from your face. So soothingly he just shy and looking at your face. He didn't want to wake you up. So he took you in his arm and went toward the bedroom. It was like his completely heaven was in his hand. Then he gently placed you on the bed. Consciously you hold his collar while he takes you up. So while he was about to leave, your hand pulled him back on you. He was so close that he could also hear the heartbeat of yours and also your warm breaths. His heart was suddenly pounding at that moment very heavily. He controlled himself and removed your hand gently from him. And while taking a deep breath, he got out of that room. It was really a lovely and a best night for him. The girl whom he saw in his dream is in front of him. He felt so special and so happy at that moment. He didn't want to miss any moment. So once again, he came to that room and sit close to you without waking you up. He slept like that, there with you. In the morning, before you wake up, he got up early and felt awkwardly happy in that situation. It was the best morning for him. And he gently walked out from that room with a happy face. After a few moments, you wake up and feel surprised to see you in that room. And try to remember the thing that happened yesterday, but you could not remember anything. So you finally decided to talk with him. After freshening up, you went for JK. He was in the kitchen at the time, cooking something. You were mesmerized by him. With controlling your thoughts, you went toward him. Don't know, but you felt so secure there. You always want to have a morning like this. He suddenly looked at you and said, Hey, good morning. Are you up so soon? Do you sleep well? Yeah. How am I in that room? What happened yesterday? JK. Oh, you slept on the sofa yesterday. I tried to wake you up, but you didn't. It was cold there, so I took you to that room. You felt so embarrassed, Sai. Oh, thank you. And sorry for bothering you. JK. No, it's okay. We are friends now, so don't feel awkward. After that, you smiled nicely and said, okay, JK. I made some breakfast for you. And also, I called your manager. She will be here very soon. Thank you so much. JK. Okay, eat it. You ate all of it. It was really delicious. You. It's really delicious, JK. I'm glad you like it. At that moment, her manager came. Manager. Oh, good morning, both of you. JK. Good morning. I think I should have to go now. JK really felt upset, but he didn't show any emotion. Really, thank you so much for your help. It was really the best day of my life. Hope to see you again. Bye. JK, bye. He can't speak more than this. He just wants you to stay. You also didn't want to go, but the situation made you do that. Didn't understand how someone could be so special to you in a day. How leaving him in the most painful feeling for you. What was the special connection between you and him? You were so confused at the time and went out from that mansion. A moment after you left, JK felt so depressed, like his most bright light was leaving now. He felt so sad and regretted that he should have told you everything, all about his dream. It was like a piece of thorn breaking his heart in many pieces. After some time, JK, okay, I will meet you today at any cost and tell you everything. After that, he left for the office. He decided to meet her after his office. He suddenly realized that he didn't know anything about that girl. So he called her manager to fix the meeting with her. But then her manager said something that broke him down completely.